You found the neighborhood. You love the floor plan. You can already picture pulling into that driveway. Then the lender pulls your credit. And just like that, the dream is on hold. Bad credit doesn't just sting, it stops everything. And nobody tells you what to do next. Until now. Welcome to the Credit Confidence Home Buyers Club podcast, where we sit down with real builders across Texas so you know exactly what's out there waiting for you. Let's go get your home.
Welcome back to the Credit Confidence Home Buyers Club podcast. I'm your host, Marco, and today's episode is a first for this show. We've talked to Joseph Creek sales counselors, but today I am sitting down with one of the men who actually built the company on the leadership team. My guest is Patrick Thompson, co-founder of Joseph Creek Homes, and we're not here to talk about an existing community. We're here because Joseph Creek has a brand new development coming together right now in Mico, Texas, and it is called Legacy Hills. If you've ever driven out this way, you already know what this area feels like. Wide open, hill country, the kind of setting that's hard to find this close to San Antonio. And it's brand new, which means that if you're watching this early, you're in the right place at the right time. Patrick Thompson.
Howdy.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
All right, excellent. So we had your grand opening out here today at this beautiful new community, Legacy Hills, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys had a nice turnout. There were a bunch of realtors here. There was some good food. It was a cool little event. You had live music. Do you guys typically do these big events like this for every new community?
Yeah, we try to welcome as many of our trade partners, as many of our suppliers, and most importantly, community members as well. But most importantly, the realtor community.
Sure.
And because at the end of the day, the majority of our sales are coming through our relationships with the realtor community, and we pride ourselves to have a strong relationship with those folks. I myself, as a Texas broker, I'm part of the real estate community.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to bring a product that these realtors are proud to sell.
Yep.
At the end of the day, they have a fiduciary duty to their clients, and I can very confidently say that we're not having these realtors just sell. I always say if we've got a buyer, one of our home buyers in one of our new home living rooms,
yep,
cursing our name, we've done them a disservice.
Sure.
We've sold them something.
Sure.
We're not here to sell anything. We're here to build people's homes.
Yeah.
Homes are going to be one of the largest investments a couple or an individual makes.
Yeah.
And so we take pride in that, in helping our realtor community, help their buyers find a home that they want to, grow their family in.
Yep. Have
all kinds of major life events.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
That's what's at the core of Joseph Creek Homes.
Okay.
Is we're looking to build a legacy of homes that people are proud to be in.
Yep.
Realtors are proud to sell.
Yep.
Our sales team is proud to sell, and our construction team is proud to build.
Sure.
Because we don't want to be shy that our name is on there. We're proud. This is a Joseph Creek home.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
that's great, man. Great information. Can I ask you a little bit about the founding of the company? How did this come together? How long have you been, first of all, in the real estate world yourself?
So I've been a Texas broker for 10 years.
Okay.
My father-in-law and I started this company in 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, 2021.
Okay.
And
during COVID, you guys decided, you know what? Let's start.
Yeah, he has been in the industry for 30 plus years.
Okay. All right.
In the home building industry, and
okay.
and so I did push to start this.
Okay, this was your brainchild more than anything, that you kind of pitched to him?
I mean, we both went in together, and we're both still together.
Okay, that's a good sign. That's a good sign.
So
it helps that you're related and married in and things like that.
That
right. Helps.
That's right. I'm married to a second daughter.
That's good.
And I lay claim to a third of his grandchildren.
That's awesome.
I've got 8 kiddos. And,
that is a beautiful thing.
He's got 24 grandkids.
That is a very beautiful thing. Yeah, and that was something that we actually were bragging about you guys on in some of the previous episodes. Was that you guys are family owned, you're Catholic owned. That's one of the things that makes you a little bit of a unique selling proposition, so to speak.
Yep.
But again, we're dealing with a lot of other builders that are very corporate. You guys still kind of have that hometown feel, right?
So the 10 peso version of the name. Let's start with the name.
Okay.
Obviously, Saint Joseph is the patron saint of homes, and when we were banting about different names, we were actually at a Guadalupe Radio gala, and one of the names we had been considering had been Joseph Creek, and Dave won a image, an icon of Saint Joseph as a raffle item at that night.
Wow.
And immediately we looked at each other and like, well, there you go. There's your sign. So
Sure. And then the deal was sealed.
The deal was, yep, exactly. And that's how we became Joseph Creek Homes.
Wow.
But at the end of the day, Saint Joseph is important to us as a fatherly role model, and as the patron saint of homes. And we want to integrate our faith as part of our name, and at the end of the day, we do all things through him, and we try to make our life a prayer, and
Amen to that.
no better than to making our prayer of building homes, and to honor
part of that equation.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So, what was it like starting a new construction home company in 2021? Because the market was insane at that time, right? Things were bursting and blowing up. Everybody was buying around that time, but then it shifted a little bit, right? It slowed down. But here's something that's worth noting. You guys are still here. You guys are still building. This is a new community, right? So
yes.
you're doing something right. You're selling homes. People are liking the product that you're putting out. Obviously, you're doing something different. You touched a little bit on some of that. But, I mean, again, kind of going back to your roots and when you guys started, where do you think a lot of that is really coming from? Is it just that focus on the quality? Is it just the focus on the relationships? What do you think is your secret sauce or your special sauce?
Well, that's a secret. I'd have to kill you.
As much as you're willing to, release.
Yeah. No. So, 2021, it was a struggle to find lots.
Okay.
The market was as such that just about every sales transaction was going to multiple offers on the resale side, and home builders were selling like bonkers. And a new guy to the block, we weren't. It was tough to come about vacant lots, developed lots. And so we had actually the first project that we did as an organization is we built a build to rent community here in town.
Okay.
It was a contract to build out 284 single family homes. Neighborhood looks like like this neighborhood. They're all single family homes detached, but it's run like an apartment complex.
I see. Yeah.
And so that was basically our seed, but in many respects, it was the relationships that we have had with our trades over the years that allowed us to even build houses.
Okay.
Because materials were on allocation. It was one thing that we couldn't get lots, but it was a whole other thing that, in terms of supplies to build a home, was hard to come by because the demand was extremely high. Sure. And so, but thanks be to God, because of the relationships that Dave's had, and I started to build, as well. We were able to get started with that, and then shortly after that, in 2022, we acquired our first lots as an organization. Okay. And we've, the market has shifted. The market has softened on the sales side. It's definitely become more of a buyer's market as interest rates has risen. Right. But at the same time, it's granted us the opportunity to acquire lots, because now builders are allowing lots to go. And we're very fortunate that. The communities, again, builder relationships. The communities that we first got lots in were because of our relationships in the builder community, and so we established Rhine Valley, and we've established Pradera, and now we're in 4 different communities. Those 2 that I just mentioned, plus Megan's Landing, which is just south of here by about 9 minutes, and then
it's Castroville, right?
Castroville.
Castroville.
And but both of these communities, Megan's and Legacy, both of these communities are production home communities, and there's 4 or 5 other builders in the neighborhood. And so, if there's a a smart move by us is that we don't have the national corporate marketing budget.
Yep.
But one of the smart moves by us is that we're cozied up to these national home builders, little old Joseph Creek Homes,
Right.
San Antonio owned.
Yep.
Our neighbors here. We are four other national home builders.
Yeah.
That have the larger, and so they're gonna naturally bring people in, and we're just having to try to do our best with some asymmetrical warfare, so to
Sure.
speak, and just prove to folks when you walk our product, you walk our home, that we are different.
Yep.
And in a good way.
Sure.
And you will be happy in our home. So.
Yeah. Well, everyone that I have seen is exceptionally nice, exceptionally beautiful, lots of cool little features, all the latest technology. So you guys are obviously on top of all of that kind of stuff. I'm sure you have to, right? Otherwise you're going to get left behind and stepped on. But do you have some sort of a strategy that you can reveal? Because I mean, you already revealed some of your secret sauce, but maybe you can go just a little bit deeper on how you guys decide where you're going to put these homes and what's the setup going to look like and what's a price range, and like is that 100% you? Is that you and your partner? Where are you guys kind of getting that from?
At the end of the day, we got to meet the market still. You know, it just the market. Today's market has more remote workers than ever before, and so one of the biggest things that we implemented into all these plans, except for the smallest floor plan, was a study.
Okay.
And it's funny being in real estate myself. I could tell you how the market has changed over the years, and I've sold all over San Antonio, literally all over San Antonio, and different parts of town had different points of emphasis. So, for example, you get into north central part of San Antonio, just about every house has a fireplace.
Sure.
You come over to the west side, homes still have fireplaces, but it's not every single home has a fireplace.
Sure.
And that was, but one of the biggest differentiators, take for instance Alamo Ranch over here.
Yep.
Has back patios on every single house.
Right.
You go back to north central, if a home wasn't retroed with a back patio built onto it, they generally were not originally built with back patios.
Sure.
But they all had fireplaces.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
that's a difference in construction from late 80s, early 90s to Alamo Ranch, when Alamo Ranch was built out in the mid 2000s to the mid 2015s.
Sure. Yep.
The example I already gave you about the fireplace and the back patios, and design has changed over the years. One of my favorite days of showing houses, we didn't realize it until the last showing, but I literally went from a 60s house, 70s house, 80s house, 90s house to 2000s house, and it was like a tour of the history of construction in San Antonio.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
And so to answer your question, people are looking for 4 bedrooms. People are looking for master bedrooms down.
Yep.
People are looking for studies.
Yep.
People are looking for large open spaces, large volume in the living rooms. People are looking for nice little touches.
Right.
RO lines. People like reverse osmosis water. People love.
Sure.
It's a little thing, but
Sure. A sink in the laundry room.
a sink in the laundry room is another
Richard
thing.
Rayner was saying that all the women get really excited when they see the sink in the laundry room.
Yeah.
At your shirts community out there.
Yeah.
So you're really in tune with what the market wants. You're in tune with the buyer. You're in tune with the modern buyer and
Right.
how all that's evolved, right? Because it's very different. I was sharing with my conversation with your other sales rep. I grew up in the Rayco era. I don't know if you're even familiar with that, but Ray Ellison built a majority of San Antonio in the 70s and 80s, right? And then that ended up turning into KB. And it was just a box. It was very out of touch with maybe what the people want. This is a big contrast to that era, what you guys are doing. Everything, it feels like a completely custom home. It doesn't even feel like there's anything about this house that you guys said, all right, these are just going to be all standard features. And I think that's really impressive to see how that looks and how that's manifest. And I'm sure that that's a big part of all of that time that you guys put into the research and listening to what the market wants. And that's probably a big part of what's giving Joseph Creek an edge right now.
And that is I can't say it better myself, Marco. and one of the things that we're being contrarian on is we are just look at our roof pitches.
Yeah.
You can look at the 3 other builders down in the same community. Their pitches are 4 on 12, 6 on 12. We've got some 10 on 12 and 12 on 12
Sure.
on our houses.
Yeah.
And that's contrarian. It is a little more expensive, but it gives a better a feel, better, grander presence. Thank you.
Yes.
As you're walking up to the house.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so to your point, you guys are just kind of off on the side. You're not the big giant corporation, the $1 billion whatever, but you come in here and you're comparing it to those other builders, and you can actually see with your own eyes some of those differences.
Right.
And there's a decent chance that somebody's going to come into the community and say, we got to go take a look at that one over there. And once they're in the door, I think I
hope people notice our 50-foot flagpole. They're a large American flag.
Does every community have a 50-foot flagpole?
This one does, because we are a little bit towards the rear of the community.
Okay.
But one of the other neat things about this particular community is we're right across the street from the community pool.
Yeah.
So naturally, anybody looking at anybody else, hey, I want to go see what the pool looks like. Who's this builder over here?
Very strategic positioning on your part, Patrick.
Definitely worked out.
Well, that's great information. I do have to give one little plug for my audience, okay? But I'd like for you to just chime in on this one question. If somebody has credit challenges and they're watching this video and they're learning more about Joseph Creek Homes, what is your suggestion to them? Should they allow their past issues to get in the way of coming forward and looking into this stuff and seeing if they qualify? Have you ever had people that have bought a Joseph Creek home that maybe had said, I had some credit challenges, but you guys helped get me there? That kind of thing. Is that? I mean, can you give some motivational feedback to those people that maybe have good income, but maybe their credit is just not quite there?
Right. Don't take no for an answer, and ask why. And if you don't like the first answer, ask why again. Just keep asking why. How can you help me?
Yep.
Ask. Don't take no. Ask why and ask how. I've seen it time and time again where people that are persistent and people that just simply ask will get it figured out.
They get somewhere in life.
Figured out.
Yep. Just by pushing a little harder.
Yeah,
yep.
Absolutely. And some and if you're working with someone that's not looking to help you, well then that you need to find a different partner.
There's your answer.
And I think Marco, you've got the attitude and the warehouse and the know-how to help folks figure it out.
We do.
So
we absolutely do. Yep. And we're hoping to have a good partnership with Joseph Creek Homes and casting a wider net and allowing people to feel like they could at least have a chance, right? You don't know if you're going to have a chance if you don't at least ask. You've got to raise your hand and you've got to ask. So,
right.
Yeah. What else you got? Anything?
You're happy to help those that are looking to help themselves.
100%.
That is something that, going back to a conversation you and I had a decade ago, that's what I appreciated about you. Is that's what we talked about.
And that's something.
And it's consistent. It's the same today.
Isn't that wild? Well, thank you very much, Patrick. This was great information. This was a cool, unique perspective coming from the leadership team. You guys have some really cool stuff going here. I'm really impressed with it, and I more than anything, I'm a little biased that I kind of like the way you guys handle things from the from the deeper St. Joseph perspective. I feel like you got some extra assistance there.
We'll take any help
you get.
Any help we can get.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Patrick. Well, this has been great information. We're getting pretty close to wrapping up the podcast here. Is there anything that maybe you want to kind of leave our viewers, our listeners with as far as some kind of final information about Joseph Creek Homes?
Yeah, I challenge everyone to, if you're looking to buy a house, it's one of the biggest investments you'll ever make. And, don't be afraid to ask the builder or the salesperson. Don't be afraid to ask my builder or salesperson, what's behind the walls? Because I know of some builders that are attaching a weather-resistant tarp to the studs and then putting hardy siding on it. And that's what is that? Do you want that on your house, or do you want what we got, where we have our studs, but then we have it's called the zip system, and it's got a fluid applied weather resistant barrier, and then we have our exterior cladding.
Wow.
And it's all about air and water management. And so don't be afraid to ask the deeper question. This all looks nice, but what's behind the sheetrock? What's behind the cladding?
What do the bones look like?
Yeah,
The structure.
yeah.
Do you want to name drop the tarp people, or should we just leave that out? I was hoping you'd go for it, but that's all right.
Negative recruiting is not worth it.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit. But I thought I would at least ask. Patrick, it's been great. What a day to do it. Grand opening of a brand new community right here in the Hill Country, just outside of San Antonio. So if you're watching this and Legacy Hills feels like home, don't sleep on it. Grand openings don't stay grand openings for long. These homes are built, they're ready, and people are going to move on them. And if the credit is the only thing standing between you and a home like what you just saw today, that's exactly what we fix. So head to creditconfidence.club and let's get you purchase ready before someone else takes your lot. The homes are there. Let's go get yours. Patrick, thanks again, buddy.
Thank you, Marco.
Appreciate you. See you guys on the next one.
That's another builder, another community, another step closer to a home that's actually yours. The incentives are real. The homes are out there. The only thing left is your credit, and that's exactly what we fix. Visit creditconfidence.club and let's get you to the closing table.